seclosounds.org.
It's Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock, which must mean that it's time for the MooCamp Radio Show. The MK Dons radio show that's enjoying this season far more than you'd probably think, and is expecting that to continue, whatever happens on pitch. To kick us off this evening, I'm delighted to say that this is Dead Hope with Swords. You're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, the MK Dons radio show that wants us to change nothing right now, except maybe score a few more goals and stop giving away late ones too. Other than that, though, absolutely nothing. I'm Brando, the man who would officially class a 6-0 drubbing by those who we don't mention as being my second favourite defeat of all time. So hi, I'm joined by the man who's taken the rotational system to a whole new level, as he's now bringing a different one of his children to the games with him, and he's only swapping them over each time we lose, although he still has a fair few to go. The way things are looking at the moment, we'd like to wish his wife all the best for the future. Say hi, modders.
Good evening.
On my right, I have the young man whom I couldn't think of anything interesting to use as an introduction for this week, so say hi, young Albie.
Hi.
And on my left, I have the old man whom I couldn't think of anything interesting to use as an introduction. There's a note in front of me that says talk a bit slower, and it may have been invented for me this very day. To my left, I have the old man whom I couldn't think of anything interesting to use as an introduction this week, so say hi, Jers.
Evening.
And just like people who desperately try to convince you they know all the rules and have actually been a lifelong fan, but only seem to remember that fact when the rugby does come to town, what you think is important to us. So, modders, can you please tell the scrummers and scrummettes how they can be part of the show this very evening?
I can indeed. You can contact us by turning up at 2:45 for a game that kicked off at 12:30 and then wonder where everyone is. Or alternatively, you can use more conventional methods. You can contact us on Facebook, and we're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet using the hashtag the MooCamp during the show. You can email radio@moocamp.com. You can text 80085, but remember to start your message with hello, or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930 396.
Thank you very much.
Right, coming up tonight's show, we'll give you the rundown on everything that's happened since we last spoke. That feels like a long time ago, but really is merely a minor eon ago. That'll include a visit of Leeds United, Southampton and Derby County, which is quite a line-up, to be honest with you. It is a bit though, isn't it?
It is.
What does it say after that?
Anyone would have think this is scripted.
Fixture list. That's it. I've got something funny to tell you about that later on. That's the sort of fixture list that we've been dreaming of all those years, and we'd better start enjoying it. Do you hear me? I'm speaking really quickly and then really slowly. So that guy's going to be really annoyed. Anyway, there'll be other stuff.
Before we move on, do you want to say anything about the band?
What band?
That band that we played a minute
He's
ago.
had enough publicity, that bloke.
Fair enough, that's that settled
over the
then.
years. Bloody fanzines and everything done for him. It's a good band though, from Glasgow, Dead Hope. If you live in Glasgow, go and see them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
It's a circle that you seek. It's the MooCamp roundabout of the week. It's the MooCamp roundabout of the week.
This show is slicker than a slick thing that's been covered in slick stuff, isn't it?
It is.
It really is. Anyway, it's roundabout time once more. Each week on the MooCamp Radio Show, I go out to see what's happening at one of the 3,426 beautiful roundabouts in Milton Keynes, and I pick one at random to describe to you in all of its splendour. So if you're sitting comfortably, I start with your first two clues this week. Clue number 1. 4 cardinals, not 4 candles, 4 cardinals, a portion of which simply shows something.
Okay, I'm getting it. I understand.
Okay, clue 2. If you understand, in a roundabout way, that's what shoe tying is all about.
Do you know that's a Tony Stratford lyric? The first bit. Sorry, carry on.
If you understand in a roundabout.
No, in a roundabout way. That was the foundation of Tony Stratford.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's it anyway. That's all
Yeah.
you're getting for now. So get in touch with us by the usual channels and let us know what you think this week's Roundabout of the Week is.
This just in, hot off the press. This just in, following the recent visit of Leeds United and the scattering of Leeds fans in the home end, even if it was less than usual, Don Supremo Andrew Call Me Andy Cullen has announced the latest in his now universally acclaimed series of big days out. The upcoming match against Blackburn Rovers will now be designated as Away Fans in the Home End, Big Day Out, and any away fan who wants to sit in the home end will be entitled to, without any fear of ejection. I thought I said something else then. Those brave enough to take such a bold step should be aware they will have to put up with a series of Don's fans attempting to be firm but polite, while remonstrating with stewards, who will then go on social media as soon as they return home, angrily... Excuse me. Just come back from a cold.
This is perfect. This is great.
Angrily castigating anybody and everybody they happen to think of at the time. More on this once we've worked out how angry we need to be.
It's time for the question of the week.
And the question of the week this week is, what's been your favourite Don's defeat ever? Topical, to say the least. Answers we've received so far include Mr. Jers, sat right here in this studio, said...
Good evening.
The 5-1 away to Charlton when Albie opened the game with an absolute beaut.
Good
Went a
goal
tad
out.
downhill from there.
What a day out that was.
Great
What
day
a
out.
wonderful
Good day.
day.
I was spectacular.
I was actually going to put that as mine, but I've seen
Yeah,
a
well,
few
you
people put it, so...
It was
Anyway.
it was such just sorry. No, we could
Carry on.
just when that goal went in, 1-0 up against Charlton at Charlton, we were flying. It was going to be the
day.
glorious day when it just came.
It certainly was a day, yeah.
Was this going to win 6-5?
This
with a minute left. or whatever?
Sean O''s sitting in our end.
Yeah, he was one
He
of you.
was, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
at the bar. Even I
God.
can vaguely remember him.
He was outside surrounded by smokers. Who were his
That
friends?
sounds like a euphemism, but I don't know what for. Sorry, continue.
Anyway, Bristol Dawn says MK Dons 2, AFC Wimbledon 3. You remember the day community... Hang on, I must have it out there. You remember the day football finally won over commercialism and the entire footballing community were having parties on the street. Wait, you don't remember? What do you mean no one remembers or cares?
Beer Tie Boy 64 says, I celebrate each loss with the appreciation and enthusiasm as it would be our last. I hope it's not. With each loss we accumulate as annoying, deluded bandwagoner fans of the Don support. I like that, actually. Deluded
good.
bandwagoner fans.
Bit of bandwagon. I like that.
We could have a deluded bandwagon of fan of the week.
Of the week, yeah.
Kaiser Soze, he says, Posh 3, Milton Keynes Dons 2, August last year, spectacularly drunk with Jers and Dan, plus there was a bit of football there, I think.
Scum Army says losing 0-6 to Southampton.
Old Farm Dons says Dons v Scunny losing the playoff second leg in that penalty shootout. Oh, the drama. Wait, it was 2009.
MK Deal says 0-6 to Southampton.
Martin _14X says 2-1 v Cov last season, great away day, which 5 minutes of madness couldn't spoil.
The Dan McCalla says Wolves at home, great bunch of fans and a party atmosphere in the pub all day
wicked.
long.
That was wicked, that was.
MK Dons 18 says Sunderland.
Old Farm Don says, hi, Brando.
Hi, you're right.
Losing against Scunny in the playoff second leg penalty shootout. Oh, what a night, lol.
Late December back in 63.
I want to carry on. Charlie David Hughes says losing 4-2 away at Sunderland, top away day.
Oh, it's me, isn't it? Sorry, I was trying to find this. I was trying to find this to sort of.
Paul Harris says losing to Spurs 5-0 in the League Cup at the hockey stadium.
Who's Paul Harris?
I've never heard of him before.
Anyway, look, we've actually got loads more of those coming, so we'll bring some of those to you later on. But thanks for those of you who sent them in, and yes, if you listen, you'll hear others and things.
Joke of the week.
What's orange and white and looks better in landscape rather than portrait orientation?
We don't know. What's orange and white and looks better in landscape rather than portrait orientation?
Widescreen Lewington. That's been your best one, yeah.
Thank you very much. I have no idea why I find that as funny as I do. 'Cause it really
Neither
does.
do I, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me just... Oh, no, I can't do that. That's not there. Text and tweety things.
Rhonda from Emerson Valley says Bobby Charlton, Jeremy Corbyn, Elkie Brooks, your boys took one hell of a beating. We've got a text without a name that just says we're doomed, so we've just got to pretend that it came from Daisy Duke and her sister Luke. Mini Me from Bletchley has texted in to say, I can't see what everyone is getting so uptight about. We always knew it was going to be tough. It is. We're still playing entertaining football, and it will come right for us in the end. Luke from Old Farm Wood says, wouldn't be surprised if we teach Brizzle City a lesson next Saturday and kick on from there. Mind you, I wouldn't be surprised if Brizzle City teach us a lesson either. I'm just not a very surprisable person. And Doris Siderdown, first time listener from Coffee Halls, texted in to say that she has become the first person ever, and she hasn't said that at all actually. She has become the first person ever to send in an MMS to the show. This is why she speaks slowly, of course.
She sent in some M&Ms to the show.
On MSN. Sent in an MMS to the show, and it's a corker, or should that be porker? Who can say? Insert own topical joke here. That would have been better if I hadn't fluffed it up.
Sports Scene on Seclo Sounds. Saturday, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. Join me, Tom Scholes, and the team for your weekly dose of local sports. From grassroots to elite level, with live tweets from local clubs, plus your views and reactions throughout the show. Sports Scene, every Saturday, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. on Seclo Sounds. Community radio for Milton Keynes.
You're listening to Seclo Sounds, the MooCamp Radio Show. We've had a game. We've had lots of games, actually.
Lots of games.
Leeds
Yes.
United.
What game was
Wasn't Alan Bennett from Leeds?
He is, indeed, from Leeds. He's one of my heroes, Alan Bennett. In fact, he's the only remaining hero of mine that's not dead.
Okay.
You know who else was from Leeds?
Who?
I'm not going to mention his name
Okay, that's good.
because
That'll help.
he's a naughty beggar.
That
Makes
will
the
be
question
helpful.
difficult to answer.
It does
then,
a bit.
Several people are from Leeds.
They are. That's
Really?
very true. Can't argue with that.
You heard it here first.
Okay, well, I wasn't there.
Yeah, can I ask a
Hans,
question of it? You're
Hans.
not there.